All right, here we are, live stream. Welcome everyone in the online coach creator group. I'm going to give probably just a minute or two here. Welcome Jill, welcome Richard. I'm going to let a few more people jump into the live stream here. Today's topic, we are talking about audience building essentials, meaning how to get more people looking at your stuff, more of the right people looking at your stuff so that you can enroll more clients with less resistance. I mean, when it comes to the online coaching business, that's what we're looking for. More clients. We want to make it as easy on ourselves as possible. And that means getting the right people looking at our stuff and understanding how to continually, on an ongoing basis, build that audience so that our business never stagnates. As always, if you have any questions, you can go ahead and put them there in the chat below. What's up, Levi? How you doing, man? Go ahead and put any questions you have in the chat below. There's a slight delay on the live feed, but I will address any questions that you post there to the comments below. And otherwise, let's jump right into it. Martin, how you doing, man? Good to see you here. So we want to get more people looking at our stuff, right? And at the end of the day, we're dealing with the one foundational question, which of course is, do you know how to monetize eyeballs? Meaning that we want to get as many eyeballs on your stuff as possible. And then we want to take those eyeballs and turn them into engaged audience members so that we can eventually enroll them into our products or services, right? So in context, what are we talking about here? Remember, we have the big three. And if you're not familiar with these, it's just simply audience, offer, message, meaning where should I focus my attention when I am first starting out, when I'm trying to establish myself as an online coach. Now, you'll hear me talk about the 40-40-20 principle, meaning that roughly speaking, 40% of your time and effort and energy and attention should be going into your audience. 40% should be going into the development of your offer, making sure that offer makes sense to that audience. And then 20% of your time and effort and energy should be going into the messaging, meaning the actual copywriting skill that you are developing. So we want to know, how can you get your message and your offer to more of the right people? And that's the kicker, right? We don't just want our message going out to anybody. We want it going to the right people who are qualified, who want our product or services. Now, when it comes to audience building, you can build your email list. Sure, that's a strategy. You can build your phone number list to text or call people. That's a strategy as well. But what we're talking about specifically today is the starting point. So how can I get some momentum? And I'm going to say that the starting point, and this is based on my own experience, what I used to initially enroll that first online coaching client from, at first, a cold audience, it was the social media platform as the starting point. Okay, so today I'm going to be specifically talking about Facebook as a starting point. Number one, because here we are, that's the medium that we're using today, but also because this is what I used initially, and the reach of Facebook is so massive, so powerful. Yes, there's Instagram, it's awesome. Yes, there's LinkedIn, also awesome, super powerful platform. Yes, YouTube, all of these are powerful. I'm not downplaying any of them, but of the big four, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook is your best starting point if you have not yet found that first online coaching client. Why is that? Okay, so here's why I believe why Facebook is so powerful. You get three types of presence on Facebook. Okay, so we've got your personal profile. This is all about connection and authority. Then you can create your own group, which is going to be about the community that you build. And then finally, there's your page, which is really just your online business presence. And eventually you can leverage this one for paid ads. Okay. But specifically today, we're talking about organic audience building. How do you do it for no money when you have the time to invest, but you don't have the cash flow yet to invest in paid ads? Hey, what's up, Walter? Good to see you, man. So we've got the personal profile, we've got the group, and then we've got the page. Those are the three things that you will be building when it comes to your online presence, when it comes to your audience building. But before you get into that, what else exists? Other people's groups. Now, I'll say up front, there's a right way to do this and a very wrong way to do this. And I think we've all been on the receiving end of the very, very wrong way to do this. This is where somebody jumps in an established group, right? An existing group, and they're posting things like, hey, everybody, check out this link. Hey, everybody, buy my stuff. That's not the way to go. Okay. So we're talking about existing groups. We're going to use the cocktail party metaphor, meaning that the purpose of this is for connecting with new people. Now, if you've never done this before, I mean, I can remember when I first started out, it felt awkward, right? It felt like, what am I just going to jump in this group and start chatting with people? But literally, that's what every Facebook group is. It's people posting valuable content. It's people posting questions to the group. It's people wanting to connect with other people. And so it's normal. And you'll see in these groups, there's always rules, right? Like no spamming, no self-promotion, no cold messaging people in the DMs, right? So you stay away from all of that, not just because the group admin says so, but because it doesn't actually work. So what doesn't work anymore? Cold messaging people with a pitch. You've probably seen this, right? It's the first message you've ever gotten from this person. And right away, they're like, hey, I saw that you were a such and such. Don't you want to check out my what program? And it's only this much. And I think it'll be awesome. Okay. It doesn't work anymore. This is especially prevalent in the MLM community. They just like dive right in and start saying, hey, don't you want a second stream of income? Hey, don't you want this? But people are savvy to it now. Okay. So we've seen it so many times that now we're turned off by it. So instead, what you can do, if you're going to send a cold message, make sure there is context. What do I mean by that? What I mean is, if someone posts in a group and you respond to them, or you like one of their comments, or you have kind of a friendly chat going on, then you send them a friend request, then it makes sense. They're going like, oh, this was that person in the group who was just commenting. No big deal, right? So the premise here is, again, cocktail party. Don't be weird about it. Like, just be a normal person, the way that you would connect at an actual like live networking meeting, the way that you would connect with someone in public, at an event, in a business context, whatever. Same approach as you would use in a Facebook group. So then if you send them a friend request, it feels totally normal. They're like, oh, this was so-and-so. We were chatting in the group. They accept the friend request. Then you can jump into Messenger and start chatting in Messenger based on the context of whatever conversation that you were having before that. So let me give you an example from my own life and my own business. And this was back when I was trying to get started in the realm of online coaching. Okay, so originally I had an offer which was business coaching for fitness professionals. And specifically, it was fitness professionals who wanted to leave the corporate gym that they were at and start their own personal training business. Originally, I started doing that offline. I had 10 years of experience in the fitness industry. And I said, you know what? I'm no longer passionate about just helping people with their fitness. I actually want to help people build their businesses now. So I created an offer that was business coaching for fitness professionals, started enrolling people, did it offline for a while, and realized like, hey, I actually want to expand my reach now. So I'm going to leverage the online channel to start meeting people all over the country and all over the world. And I drink my own Kool-Aid, right? I took my own advice here. I started jumping into groups. I found a group that was like online personal training and personal trainers from around the world and whatever it was. So I joined all these groups, and literally I didn't play the spam game. I just started being present. I started asking questions. I started interacting. I started making comments, being encouraging, being helpful. If you're genuinely helpful, people can tell, right? So I'm talking about being genuinely helpful versus what I call the veiled pitch, right? Where someone's like, hey, here's a value post, but really it's just a pitch in disguise, because in the middle of the value post, they'll say something like, and that's the strategy I use to build up to 20,000 a month in less than 20 days, or some kind of ridiculous claim. And you're going like, well, it's not really, I mean, it's kind of valuable, but it's more just like a veiled pitch. So I'm talking about being genuinely helpful. Now, here's how this went. I saw somebody post in a group. The group was for online personal trainers. This guy was looking for help, and he said it in his post in the group. He's like, hey, everybody, I'm looking for some advice, looking for some counsel here. I'd like to coach this type of client, ideal client, but some people are telling me that's cool, and some people are telling me like, no, you have to focus on this other ideal client type if you ever want to make it in the world of online fitness coaching. And he's like, I'm just confused. Can someone help me out here? Now, it immediately produced like hundreds of comments, right? Like everybody's jumping in, everybody starts arguing, giving their own opinion. So what I did was I just liked the post, sent him a friend request, he accepted. Then I sent him a message. I said, hey, so-and-so, saw your post in the group. So right away, context, right? I'm not just some random spammy weirdo. Hey, saw your post in the group. I was going to comment, but then I thought, everybody's just arguing. It just, it might not really help. But I did want to respond to you because I think I can offer you some insight. Here's my experience as 10 years in the fitness industry. Here's what I did. Here's what I found helpful. That was it. No pitchy anything. No, hey, I'm a business coach. No, nothing. I just said, hey, this is my experience. This is what I found helpful in the past. And he was like, hey, Brandon, thanks so much, man. That's really helpful. Hey, what do you think about this? And we started chatting a little bit more. And then eventually I said something to the effect of like, hey, man, if you ever want to chat like in depth, it's probably too much to just like type. We can jump on a Zoom call or something, and but whatever, man, either way. And now he was saying, sure, that sounds great. Like that's what I want to talk to you. So I'm not pushing it on him. I'm not trying to be like the aggressive coach, the aggressive online coach, right? Like, hey, buy my thing. Like, cool, man. Then we jumped on a Zoom call and we talked on the Zoom call for 1 hour. At no point did I pitch him the program because, and at the time I had a 6-month online business coaching program. And at the end of, I just added value to his experience. He was asking me questions. I was helping him out wherever I can. This is what I call this value-driven enrollment, right? And we're kind of getting off the topic of audience building here, but it's relevant still. Value-driven enrollment. And I just added value to his experience, gave him some counsel. And at the end, he said, hey, so like, are you a coach? Like, you have a program? He's asking me. Then I pitched him the program, explained it to him, and make a long story short, a week later, he enrolled. Okay. So the point here is audience building. I wanted to find people who were within my ideal client. At that time, it was fitness professionals wanting to transition to online coaching. And I just went into a group, but I didn't post spammy weird stuff in the group. I just connected with them, friend request, and now great, I've got other people added to my audience. So that's one, right? Is other people's groups. As you send friend requests, more friend requests equals a larger audience. So you'll often see people that have 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 people connected to their personal profile. That's their audience. If you're strategically leveraging your personal profile, you can build a targeted audience on your personal profile. So let me give you some numbers. So right now I have about 3,900 friends or so. And that's probably about, 2,500 ideal clients, because I had other like just casual friends, acquaintances, old classmate, that kind of stuff. Right. So probably about 2,500 of those are ideal clients. Now, compared to my email list, granted, there's some overlap between my personal profile and my email list, but my email list is only 1,100. Meaning, we got a question here. Kirti, what do we do if we go over 5,000 friends? Facebook stops invites after 5,000 friends. Yes, great point. Facebook will only allow you 5,000 friends on your personal profile. When you get to that point, first of all, that is an awesome problem to have. When you get to that point, you start unfriending and unconnecting with people who haven't interacted with you in a given time frame. So let's say for you, that's a 6-month time frame. We're assuming if nobody's commented or interacted in 6 months, probably they're not that engaged. They're probably not that interested. Now, there's some ways around this, but basically you want to just know who's engaged, who's not engaged. If someone is completely disengaged or they're no longer your ideal client or whatever the reason is, you just unfriend those people and then friend request new ones. So the idea is, yes, 5,000 warm audience, but you're constantly adding to that. The other way to also supplement that would be then to create your own group, which is why I always recommend creating your own group from day one. Invite people personally, like friendly invite, you know, just spam your friends list and say, hey, come to my group. You chat with people. Hey, I've got a group. Are you interested? Would you like to join? Can I send you an invite? Hey, sure, send me an invite. Cool, here it is, just sent. Awesome, we'll see you in the group. It's slow building at first, but that's what the group is for, is after you get to that point where you've got 5,000 people on your personal profile, you can add more people to your audience through a Facebook group and to a lesser extent your Facebook page. But at this stage in the game, because the organic reach on Facebook pages is so terrible, I would say pages are more for just paid traffic, and you eventually want to drive everybody into your group anyway, because that's where they will be paying attention to your stuff. Live training videos like this one, for example. So anyway, what I was saying was I've about 2,500 ideal clients on my personal profile. I've got a group, which is, we're coming up on the 500 mark, about 475. And then my email list is 100, meaning my personal profile is actually my largest warm audience at this point. This is awesome because you can post whatever you want in your group, or well, in your group too, but you can post whatever you want on your personal profile. So you can post call to action posts, you can post value posts, you can post engaging questions, anything you want. So what that means is I can't go into someone else's group and say, hey, everybody, I've got a what, comment, give it to me below if you want me to send it to you. And if you think about that, that's the same as an email list, right? The email opt-in, the lead magnet, you go, hey, I've got a thing. Do you want it? Give me your email address. Someone goes, I want it. Here's my email address. Now give it to me. Same is true on a personal profile. You've probably seen this. People say, hey, what, I've got a thing for you. Do you want, I do this all the time. Free training, free this, free that. Comment below if you want it. And then I send it over to them. So you can do that in your own group. You can do that on your personal profile, but you wouldn't go into someone else's Facebook group and say, hey, everybody, I've got a thing for you. Comment whatever if you want it. You'd get kicked out of that group like immediately. It just doesn't work. So the idea is connect in a ton of groups. So we want to be connecting in a ton of groups and add friends based on your ideal client. So I'm making an assumption here that you have a really clear picture about who your ideal client is. Okay, we got another question here. What is the process to start building a group? Great question, Kirti. Is it free or a payment involved? So starting your own group is free. Pretty awesome, right? So to launch from scratch, create the group. And if you don't know how to do this, on your Facebook profile, let's see if I'm sharing screen, I can even show you mine here. On your Facebook profile, right up here, see this little button? Create. You just click there, page, add, group, event, marketplace, fundraiser. Like, it's so insanely easy. Create a group. Boom, you're off to the races, okay? So create your group. Great question, by the way, and you're welcome. So you create your group, and then after, well, let's see, I'll make this step one. Step one, create the group. Then the next step is to, next step is salt the tip jar. So this means reach out to people that you already know personally, that you're already connected with. Don't just spam them with a group invite, but send them a message. Hey, Tom, I just started a Facebook group, was wondering if you could help me out and just join the group. I'm trying to get like a baseline 20 members so that when I invite new people, it looks like there's some activity in there. If Tom is your friend, he's going to say, yeah, sure, add me to the group, whatever, I don't care. And then you've got your baseline, like maybe 20, 30 of your friends, right? Hey, if you can add 1,000 from your friends list, do it. Just make sure, sort of a caveat here, always invite personally in Messenger for context, okay? Do not surprise people with random group invites or an invite to like my page. I ignore that stuff all day, every day, unless someone actually sent me a message. And when someone sends me a message, even if I'm not super close with them, but if they said, hey, I started a group, thought maybe you'd be into it, do you want to join? 99% of the time, I'm going to say, cool, man, sounds good. Yeah, send me an invite. I'll check it out just because I'm curious. And people are like that. People are curious, right? They want to see what your group is. Now, if the group is something that I know I'm not interested in, like if somebody says, hey, I've got a group about cryptocurrency investing, I'm not into that. I'm going to say, hey, no, thanks. I'm not into that right now. Maybe I will be someday, in which case then I'll join all the cryptocurrency investing groups. But for now, it's just not on my radar, right? So if somebody's even remotely interested in that topic, they will accept your invite. Then from there, you reset and go back through the same process, engaging with people in groups, friend requesting them, chatting with them in Messenger, sending them an invite to the group. Hey, so-and-so, saw your post in the group about deadlifting, right? If I'm still talking fitness professionals, saw your post in the group about deadlifting, looked really cool, man. Like I've always been into that, whatever, you start chatting about latest deadlifting techniques or something, I don't know. And then eventually you go, hey, actually, this might seem kind of like out of the blue, but I've got a Facebook group for other fitness professionals where we talk shop like this all the time. Would you like an invite? Almost always they say yes. Occasionally, this does happen. Occasionally, I've had somebody say, hey, you know what? I get so many group invites, I'm just not interested. Then I respond with, cool. That's why I always ask, because I don't want to be that spammy weirdo, LOL, question mark, smiley face, something like that. And then they go, yeah, man, I hear you. So you preserve the relationship even if that person doesn't want to join your group, okay? So let's kind of reset here. Starting your own group is free, okay? Launching from scratch. Salt the tip jar. Then number 3, you reach out to more people in other groups or your friends list and invite them to the group, okay? That's the kicker right there, number 3. And then you build your group from there. Okay, so we're kind of running low on time here. We usually go about, just kind of as a reminder, we go about a half hour live training in the group. After that, if you are a part of the Experts Online Archive membership, which is it's $7 for your first 30-day trial. If you are a part of that group, then the live feed stops, but we keep chatting. There's live Q&A. You get a customized Zoom link so you can join us in the meeting over here. And then it's a little more personal and interactive. So if you have more questions about that, you can always ask me, post in the comments below, whatever the case. And then all of the recordings also get uploaded to the archive so you can access them again and again. Okay, but so anyway, to kind of like, bring this full circle, what are we trying to do here? We want more of the right eyeballs on your post. We're jumping into groups. How do you select the right groups? That is a question I get almost on a weekly basis. Okay, how do I know which groups are right for me? So Kirti asks, what is the benefit of creating a group over a Facebook page? Another great question. Kirti, you and I can talk about that more in depth one-on-one. But the benefit of group over page is that the organic reach of a group is way higher. A page, you can have 1,000 likes and maybe 5 people see your organic post because Facebook wants you to pay for reach from your business page. So yeah, so pages are for paid traffic and groups are more for that organic and community building. Yes, you can get organic traction from a page. It's just really terrible and you have to have like millions of followers. So like if you're Gary Vaynerchuk or Grant Cardone or John Maxwell or whoever, like you probably have a pretty good organic reach from your page. But for the most part, we want to leverage a group for that as we're just getting started out. Hey, Bob, how you doing, man? Thanks for joining us. So how do you select the right groups? We got a three-pronged approach here. Number one is obvious categories. The question is it a good idea to have both a Facebook page and a group? Yes, 100%. I think I skipped over this before, but we want personal profile, page, group, all three of those working together. That is your strongest organic strategy. Personal profile, business page, your own group. And eventually you'll have a free group and a paid group. Okay. If you're talking like a coaching program that you're building, you want a free group for like lead nurture and community building and like what I'm doing right now, providing free training and resources for people. And then I have a second group, which is for my paid clients who are actually inside the program. And we go a much deeper dive on literally everything. So how do you select the right groups? Number one is there's obvious categories. So for example, back in the day when I was looking for fitness professionals, the name of the group was Fitness Professionals from Australia, or the name of the group was Online Personal Trainers United, or whatever the name of the group is. It's like very obviously this group is for fitness professionals. Okay, so that's the first layer. Second layer is related to your ideal client. Now, I'll give you again an example from my own experience. When I was just focusing on fitness professionals, there was a group I joined. It was called, some of you are probably in this group, it was called Millennial Entrepreneur Community. Okay. And I thought, okay, 80,000 people in this group, not all of them are my ideal clients, but if I'm looking at who's a millennial entrepreneur who's operating online, probably there's a huge chunk of those people that are involved with fitness or online coaching or nutrition coaching in some way, shape, or form. I'm going to jump in that group as well. Then your third layer will be tools they might be using. Okay. Now, again, in my context, for example, I use a software program called Kajabi. It's like an all-in-one website builder, funnel builder, email marketing, digital course content delivery, all the bells and whistles. Okay. When I bought that software on a monthly basis, now I'm part of a group called Kajabi Users Group, and there's 17,000 people in there. And again, not everybody's going to be my ideal client, but I was like, hey, probably my ideal clients are going to use this tool too. So I can meet other people and other prospects who are using that software tool because I'm operating in the online realm. Okay. So it's just something to think about. Another possibility here would be like not only tools that they might be using, but networks they might be connected to. That's the idea. Okay. In the example of Kajabi User Group, it's a network of people using a single tool. There might be other opportunities of networks where people are gathering. Okay. So let's say let's just use a fitness coaching example, right? You don't have to go to fitness enthusiasts 800,000 people in that group. That's a level one. That's an obvious category. But number two category might be mompreneurs. There's a lot of mompreneur groups, right? It's like moms who are at home with the kids, but they also want to create an online business. You know what? Many of them are probably interested in fitness or nutrition coaching. Hey, Zach, how you doing, man? So the point is, obvious categories, but then look for related interests to your ideal client. And then finally, you're looking for tools they might be using, or broadly speaking, a network that they're connected to involving a tool or something that's related to what they're doing. So those are the three layers of the types of groups that you would want to join as you start building your audience, sending friend requests, building, again, those top three: personal profile, business page, and then your own group, as you're also interacting with existing groups and other people's groups. Okay. So like I said, we're kind of out of time for today. I know this is a big topic. We'll probably get in more into this at a later date as well. Just wanted to give you guys a couple of updates. Number one, next week, I'm super stoked about this one. Legendary coach Mark Mawhinney and he's got a group called the Coaching Jungle. So if you're not part of that group yet, I'll type that here. The Coaching Jungle. There's about 17,000 members there. Amazing group, amazing community. If you want to see like groups done right, this is an awesome group. Okay, so I'm very active in that group as well. Again, chatting, connecting, no spam, no pitches, no nothing, just meeting lots of cool people. So he is going to be with us next week, next Monday, 10:30 a.m. Pacific time, as we do every week. And the topic here is going to be starting a successful coaching business on a shoestring budget. In other words, if you want to start an online coaching or consulting or expert-based business and you want to do it for as little money as possible, this is going to be a session that you want to attend. Okay, so we're going to dig. I mean, Mark has decades of experience. He's been doing coaching, online coaching for a really long time. And he's a great guy and he's awesome to learn from. So we want you to join us for that one next Monday, 10:30 a.m. Pacific time, which is 1:30 p.m. Eastern time for all my East Coast friends. Then just one more reminder, the Experts Online Archives, the membership, your first 30 days, it's only $7. Okay, $7 trial. You get immediate access to all the content. So from day one, you can scope it out to see if you like it, to see if you think it's legit, right? I want you to test me on this one. And it includes a one-on-one private coaching session with me. And that means an actual coaching session, not one of these like, sales calls disguised as a coaching session. No, we're like actually going to do a real legit coaching session, create a strategy action plan for you. Plus, you're going to get access to all the live training recordings like this one that we're doing. You'll get access to the replay forever and ever because I don't make those available in the group indefinitely. They're usually available for like a few days to a week. And then you're also going to get the live group coaching, which means after we're done here, we go dark in the group, the live stream ends, but we meet privately for coaching and Q&A for everybody who's in the Experts Online Archive. So all that said, thanks everyone for joining us today. I'm going to make the replay available for you here in the group. Otherwise, if you want to check out the Experts Online Archive, remember $7 for your first 30 days. After that, it's still only $47 a month. Okay, so you figure I'm getting 4 coaching sessions a month for $47. All right, it's a killer deal. You're not going to find anything else like it out there, but you get to try it out 30 days for $7 plus a one-on-one coaching session with me. All right, that is all the time we have for today. Join us next week. We're going to get to interview Mark and learn all about starting a successful coaching business on a shoestring budget. It's going to be awesome, and I will see you all there. We'll catch you later.